Travis Wayne Goodsell. We have Armageddon going on, and MSNBC wants to spend 24/7 talking about the Democrat primaries. Oh my God, talk about misdirection. So anyway, see my video yet about the church shutting down? The church knows better. In 2008, when I filed a complaint with the state of Utah, the church got included. The church had me disappeared for filing a lawsuit. That's how much they do not like protesters. They do not allow people to have rights. You cannot file a lawsuit in the state of Utah. You will be disappeared. And that's exactly what was done to me. And in my lawsuit, I talked about the economy, on how our economy is corrupt. Yes, I included other things as well, but I'm focusing on this for this video. I warned that our economy could not sustain itself, that the way we're running it is going to collapse. 2008. Anybody remember what happened in 2008? Guess when it happened? Right after. They had me arrested for filing a lawsuit in the state of Utah, and just a few weeks later, boom, all hell broke loose. The economy collapsed, and not just for America, the whole world. Who's a prophet? The prophets aren't prophets, are they? They didn't warn anybody. I did. And so again, last year, September 30th, and then I pointed out that the church had been paying the person from the 2008 case who had me disappeared. And with my lawsuit, if you're not up to date, refiled in 25th November. And again, I warned of the attack on America and the world. That America was going to have a king put on the throne and the destruction of the world would commence. And you may say, well, coronavirus is just a virus. What have I been trying to get across to you guys? This is it. This is Armageddon. What's going to happen with Armageddon? Well, you gotta go to the story of Moses. He's the pattern. What was the final plague? A virus. Killed the firstborn. And yes, it's symbolism having to do with the cutting off of succession to the throne of Egypt, which throne of Egypt was a theocracy. The Pharaoh was not just King of Kings and Lord of Lords, he was also the great high priest, Melchizedek. Moses had no authority. Although technically they were trying to show that he had authority by being raised by the queen. He just wasn't the firstborn son, and so what most likely happened is, as he seems to compare more with Akhenaten, is that he wasn't of the birthright blessing mother. He was from another mother. You know, that whole polygamy thing. But it was only among the pharaohs, because they needed to ensure that the throne would continue in case the birthright blessing son dies. And so they had to have a harem for those conditions, potential conditions. So, yeah. Again, the church doesn't see it. They don't get it. They don't understand. As the judges refuse to get it, refuse to understand. You don't mess with me. Period. I've seen it my whole life. As a kid, somebody messes with me. I find out sometime later that they get themselves in trouble. Some kind of a punishment comes to them. I don't understand it. I don't see a direct connection, but it happens. Everybody who messes with me gets punished eventually. Even the wives, which I don't want to let out that information. I'll never get married again. I'm getting too old now anyway. So, the church knew better. But they think they knew better. And so, yes. And again, who's a prophet? Not the church. They have no prophetic keys. They did not warn of this. And I did the video where Joseph Smith says, we will build Zion in Illinois, a pyramid cities. And in these cities they will be a refuge from the coming destruction. Sure would be nice to have that today, wouldn't it? Oops. And so here we are in Utah. Church didn't do it. They didn't fulfill Joseph Smith's prophecy. They did not build the kingdom of Zion. Yes, Mormons, I know, you call Utah Zion. As legal laws get passed with Zion in the name, like Zion Curtain. Now, yes, I know that's the joke name for it. But you can't have God's kingdom if you've got corruption running it. Because that corruption at the top infiltrates down to the membership. And so along comes Abinadi and Samuel the Lamanite, and you want him dead. Rather than going, oh wow, I never realized that. And you think that murder is God's plan of happiness. Oh my God. See, because that's what the church thought. Travis, how dare he speak out against us? We're the Lord's anointed. He's violating his temple covenant. Well, keep him from the temple. Disappear him. Then the world gets smote, thanks to Bush, with the world economic collapse. And you do understand that Obama didn't really save it. All he did was put us deep in debt. That's how he caused a recovery. He wanted to do a different way, but Republicans wouldn't let him. You know, Republicans who were more concerned about Obama's birth certificate than helping out America. But yeah, I know. Obama was also guilty of not reporting the actual reports of the disaster in Afghanistan. And he also passed the act that made incarcerations at Guantanamo indefinite. So, yay. So as much as everybody loves Obama, he's not that great. He just delayed the inevitable. Alrighty, so I've been warning you guys, and I told you moment for playlist video series. I mean, people think, I had that guy I did the video on who went to my old website with the signs in the heavens. And he was saying I was wrong. And yes, it's hilarious. He just doesn't see it. He doesn't see any of what's currently going on as the fulfillment of the biblical prophecies. That's hilarious. It's sad, hilarious. Because people are gonna die. People are dying. And nobody sees it. And everybody's looking for the wrong God to come and save them, so that they can just sit around and do nothing. Alright, well. And yeah, I told you, that was the enemy's plan. To fool Christianity, Judaism, Islam into worshiping the wrong God. So that when it all hits the fan, as it has, and when it's all over, all said and done, none of their gods come. And then they'll sit back and go, where is he? And then what'll they do then? They look for another god. And then the enemy will step forward and say, hey, we tried to warn you. We're trying to help you. Here's your God, Lucifer. That's what's coming, guys. And everybody wants to get mad at me instead. Everybody wants to put a thumbs down that'll never be seen. Unbelievable. So, yeah. My lawsuits are powerful. If I file a lawsuit, everybody needs to run. But yeah, the church has got shut down. They're already shutting down. It's not just the leadership meeting for conference now. If you saw my other video, they're shutting down missions, they're shutting down temples, they're shutting down churches. What did I tell you in my videos? I'm doing a lawsuit. We're shutting down the church. And everybody's going, yeah, whatever, man. You're a con man. You're joking. This isn't for real. You're nothing. You're nobody, Travis. Yeah. What do you say now? It all happened. And it's going to get worse. More shutdowns are going to happen. And yes, we might make it to the summer where it might subside temporarily. But it's going to be 10 times worse in the fall. Alrighty. So I'm not expecting to do another video tonight, but you never know. I always end up doing more videos, don't I? But I'll do another one tomorrow after the postman comes. If by chance they didn't wait for the Thursday meeting with the prophets, but the lawyers just waited a day to look over the lawsuit first, to search for any way that it could be invalid of a complaint. Sorry, no. It was accepted by the judges. It's legitimate. And just the judges are refusing to do anything now. And so, fortunately, I found the Rule 4D, the waiver of summons. Because, man, I was like stressing, how am I going to do this? They won't let me continue. I don't have the money. So, yeah, I had 2 people donate, and one person claiming he did donate, and he didn't donate. Unless he has a different name. His Gmail says. But, yeah, I'm not planning on using the money, even though it's nothing really. But the GoFundMe people said, hey, you need to put in your bank information in order to get this money. I haven't done it yet. I probably won't do it. So, the church just doesn't learn. And also, the church also got in trouble by having me arrested in 2008. Because what happened in 2011, Mormons? Yes, that's right. The gospel topic essays. They came out with them on the internet. And there was a mass exodus of Mormons. The church just doesn't learn. And the translation and historicity of the Book of Abraham, if you're familiar with the video I talked about John Tvetnes holding a lecture series at BYU, and I attended that lecture series, and the contention that ensued as I got banned from farms. Read that over after knowing the argument that we had. And I wasn't arguing, I was just asking a simple question. They're the ones claiming it was contention. And, yeah. They didn't accept me back in 1998. And the church got spanked big time by God when they came out with the gospel topic essays, even the historicity one, because they tried to throw Joseph Smith under the bus and saying he's not a translator, but it's okay to stay in the church and pay us money. Oh my God. Mormons, don't you see? Destruction is occurring all around you now. And instead you're remaining hard-hearted, refusing to submit to God, the true God, because you don't like the messenger. You're not reading your Book of Mormon. They didn't like the messengers either.